It's the Odd Drunk Podcast, a very strange podcast, the drunkest show in the world. It's Jackson and Colton talking out of their ass. We don't care as long as drinks are poured. Sometimes we have our friends here. We will talk about anything. We don't care as long as we have beer. And if you let that whiskey ring, the Odd Drunk Podcast.
I don't know.
Just turned down a bit here. Anyways, welcome back to the Odd Drunk Podcast.
Yes.
We are here.
Feels like
That was an awkward pause.
We just spent the last half an hour talking off, not recording, talking about the Obi-Wan. So now it's like we have nothing to say because we got all our.
We've been talking about the new Obi-Wan series, which I've been enjoying so far.
It's very good, but that's not what we're here to talk about today.
I mean, we could, but no, we'll save that.
We shouldn't, because we'd end up wasting like half the episode.
We would waste half the episode talking about Obi-Wan and how great Ewan McGregor is.
I just love Ewan
Vader.
McGregor.
But
Ewan McGregor is like,
Ewan
McGregor. He's just Ewan McGregor.
We did say we're trying to get away a little bit from pop culture stuff, but we probably won't be able to help ourselves.
Well, we're getting away from covering just like movies and shit, but we'll still do some pop culture stuff.
But I feel like, we always do pop culture stuff, but basically it's inevitable that we'll do a review of Obi-Wan when it's finished. Like, I feel like we'll have so much to talk about.
Have we talked about Book of Boba Fett on the show?
We have, yeah.
We did?
We did a whole episode to it.
Did we? Oh, I forgot.
Yeah, there's a whole review and synopsis.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk about Obi-Wan at some point.
And going back on Book of Boba Fett,
it was good.
Had a lot more potential, though.
Yeah.
He had his helmet off.
It was good.
Whatever.
Not great, but good.
It was good. Those last two episodes were some of the best Star Wars, though.
Oh yeah, that was really good. Those.
Anyways,
Temuera Morrison made the cameo on Obi-Wan.
Yeah,
that was pretty cool. I thought
it was really cool. But
I liked it.
We better not.
Let's stop.
But if you want to hear, we have a Star Wars episode where Tristan and Colton. Well, I gave them the mission to talk about the Star Wars sequels, and then it just diverted into the Clone Wars, essentially.
Yeah, and then we just voted it at the end and just said, let's just make John Wick, but Star Wars.
Because because
with Keanu Reeves,
I think I was just out of town
as the character John Wick.
I can't remember. I think I was out of town or something.
Yeah, you were.
But I was like, I'm gonna try to force them to talk about the sequels, and you know what? Now I realize I have to be there in person.
Yeah, you just left two children to with a homework task.
Well, because
and we didn't do it. But
I wanted to see how angry you guys got about the sequels, and then you started making fan fictions about John Wick in the Star Wars universe, essentially.
Yeah, I still like the idea of just John Wick
with a gun,
just in the Star Wars universe,
like a Beretta.
Yeah, just a Beretta or a Glock.
A Glock,
just not even a Star Wars gun, just a regular gun with bullets and everything, and just killing Star Wars characters. I think that would be cool.
Until Vader shows up.
Yeah, but John Wick might still win. Somehow. John Wick 4 comes out this year, doesn't it?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, maybe maybe we can talk about that too at some point. We'll probably at some point maybe do an episode, rather than doing reviews of all the movies, do an episode where we just run through all the movies we haven't talked about.
Yeah, there's actually a lot of series I think that maybe don't deserve a dedicated commentary, and I know we need to continue our Twilight one at some point.
Yeah,
because we did get that started, and we can't just start it without finishing it.
Yeah.
And check that commentary out if you want. We have a lot of episodes now. A good amount, I would say.
Yeah, we're
at episode 90.
Is that this episode? Wow.
10 from 100. Pretty crazy.
We're getting real close. There. Wow.
Anyways, what are we actually talking about today?
We're talking about video games.
Yeah.
Video games we like.
Well, no. Nostalgic video games.
Yes, I was about to correct myself there.
And,
yeah.
Not just video games we like, but, I mean, it's mostly but it's
admittedly, there are
older games we grew up with, and maybe even games we didn't grow up with, but give us that nostalgic feeling.
Yeah.
We could include that too.
Or games we just remember that
just fondly.
Correction for what I said.
Comforting
about games we like. There's actually at least one game on here that I had fond memories of from what I played when I was a kid, and I recently played it again, and it's not good.
And what's that?
It's called Dogs. It was for the Game Boy Advance. And it was like this game where you
didn't it have photorealistic dogs on it?
No. That was like
Nintendog
or
okay.
This is it's like a pixelated game. You make a little character and you care for a puppy. And it's
nice.
Like a little
that
JRPG.
Sounds wholesome.
It's very wholesome. It's not very good. But for when I was like in elementary school. But do you
still remember it fondly?
I remember it very fondly.
Did you play it again and that ruined the experience?
No, it didn't ruin the experience for me. But I realized that I had that, I didn't have very good taste in video games as a kid.
Right.
But there are some good
games. I think in a lot of cases I did have good taste because I've gone back and played some older games I was fond of.
I did have some games on here that are very good.
But also, I think now, and I saw YouTube. Actually, there's a couple like YouTube video essays on it. I haven't watched any of them, but the whole idea is that are video games even fun anymore?
Oh, I've watched a couple of those.
Here's the thing.
Spoilers. Here's a spoiler. Yes.
With I think we're not so easily impressed anymore. We have higher standards.
I'm still pretty easily impressed, but I get that though.
I don't think you are though. I think if a game's shitty, you'll call it out as so.
Yeah. Well, I also think as a kid we just have a sense of wonder.
And we've experienced so much. But like every once in a while, a game like Elden Ring will come out, which I still haven't beat. I'm in like the last section.
Nice.
But a game like that will come out, or like Red Dead 2 or Skyrim, that I'm like, whoa. Yeah. And honestly, Skyrim,
wonder.
We have a whole episode for Skyrim.
Breath of the Wild did that for me. It just made me just.
Yeah, it gave you that.
There's also some games that come out that just kind of tap right back into that childhood, that just like mindless childhood having fun with a video game sense.
I think for me, games just have to have some heart put into it. If it's the same Assassin's Creed or Call of Duty put out every year, I won't get that sense of wonder whatsoever.
I've just gotten also pretty content with playing old video games just again.
Yeah, just going back. No, I've been going back and playing old ones.
A lot of video games, new games that come out, I'm not interested in. Sometimes there's ones that intrigue me.
No, for me, I'm a lot more picky with games. I won't just buy a game just to have a new game.
Yeah.
Like,
I used to be, you could just sit me in front of a TV.
I don't just go by reviews, but does it look interesting to me? Like, here's a little side tangent here, but here's a game that is highly critically reviewed, like gets great reviews, has great graphics, just doesn't interest me. I don't know why. I'm sure it's a great game. Actually, there's a couple. The new God of War. I've never really been into those.
Yeah, I
played the first couple, but they just felt just button mashy to me. I know the new one's supposed to be really good, and I should check it out, and it is free on PlayStation Plus.
Oh, yeah.
And I think it's on the Game Pass, too.
No.
Oh, is it not?
No,
but I should check.
It's not on
it's
Xbox
not.
at all.
Yeah, it's not Xbox.
I think they did release it.
It's on Steam.
Yeah.
It's on PC.
Version,
and there's good mods of like Homer and Bart going on an adventure.
That's funny.
But no, there's nothing wrong with that game. I'm sure it's a great game. I should check it out. But another game that I hear people talking about all the time is Horizon Forbidden West or Zero Dawn, whatever.
Yeah.
Looks like a great game. It's got robot dinosaurs. I mean, what's not like about that? But it just doesn't. I don't know. It doesn't interest me.
Yeah,
I'd rather play Zelda or Elden Ring or I don't know. I'm more of a fantasy guy.
I like fantasy,
but
stuff.
Also, I don't know, man. It's just weird. Sometimes I don't like something for an inexplicable reason.
Yeah. And sometimes I like stuff that I will admit isn't very good.
Right.
But I was just like, but for some reason I just like it. I dig it.
What is? Oh, and by the way, I'm drinking bamboo rum again.
Nice.
It's one of my favorites now. tastes really good in pina coladas because it is a sweeter rum.
Yeah, I
it
bet
goes
it would.
really like you can't even tell there's alcohol, which is kind of a bad thing, admittedly. But yeah, I had a couple last night, and I've also got one last raspberry blonde ale from Scott Brewing. Not bad at all.
Nice. Yeah,
It's easy.
I'm drinking sake today.
You are.
I have
I need to get back into that.
Lucky Dog sake, which is fun. It comes in a little juice box.
Yeah, it's literally like a not a Capri Sun juice box. It's like just a juice box, just like
a juice box. Yeah. And I also got some other sake up on the desk here, but if I run out of this and want more, but yeah, it's pretty decent. I like it.
Nice. I would love for a bar to have those in stock. So you're just sitting at the bar with a juice box.
I don't know. I like it. I was buying a bottle.
Speaking of nostalgia,
earlier, and I was at the liquor store and I saw this, and I was like, you know what? That looks fun.
I remember, going to the neighborhood pool or my grandpa's pool or going to the beach or whatever, having a juice box, getting real tired, coming back to play games with juice box.
See,
juice box is a very nostalgic thing.
I was not thinking of that when I bought this, but
now
it does kind of work.
It does work.
Juice box.
It's tried and true.
It's pretty good. I think I...
Do you have to poke the straw through just like normal?
Yeah.
Nice.
You gotta poke the straw through. It comes with a straw.
I always hated
attached to it.
Well, I always liked the taste of like a Capri Sun, but I always hated when you poke the straw through and you accidentally go through the whole thing.
Yeah, I have always thought Capri Sun...
poorly engineered, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. It's a juice pouch.
Yeah,
but juice box just works better.
Boxes are better. Boxes are better.
Just boxes are good. Yeah.
Just box.
Anyways, so what is the... I know this is really hard because I can't exactly remember, but what is the first video game you got the like a impression on? Like your first... wow moment, maybe. Or just your first video game you were into that you.
I think my
didn't just play once; you kept playing.
My earliest memory of that was, other than like some point and click stuff I played at my grandpa's house on his computer.
Point and click is a good genre. Actually,
I don't remember those specifically, but I remember playing them.
I played a lot of games on Newgrounds.
Yeah.
And on like mini clip, cool math games. But even before that, even before I started playing on PC, we did have a PlayStation 1.
Oh, yeah.
And my dad got me this like disc that came with like 10 to 15 games on it.
Oh.
And most of them are pretty trashy. It had a Barbie.
At one point, I had a emulator.
They don't make stuff like that anymore.
Yeah, I had like an emulator console at one point when I was a little kid.
Nice.
That just had a bunch of knockoff versions of various like NES games. That was fun. My first, I played stuff at my cousin's house, and there's some games I have on my list here that I played with them. But my first console I owned was a Game Boy Advance.
Oh, you have a list?
I did make a little list. Just to remind myself.
I'm just freeballing it, you know.
I got a Game Boy Advance when I was like in 2000. It was right when it came out, so it was like 2001.
Yeah, I had,
and I remember my parents got me.
If I had a Game Boy Color first.
I never had a Game Boy Color. My sister did though.
I know my sister had one. My cousin. I think I got the Advance.
Yeah, my sister had a Game Boy Color, and she let me play it sometimes.
Yeah.
And then when the Game Boy Advance came out,
remember the start screen?
Yeah.
Like I can hear that in my brain right now.
The Game Boy Start.
Yeah. Or the GameCube start.
Oh,
for instance.
Yeah. My cousins had
seen all the memes on that. Yeah. No, it's funny because I started with PlayStation 1. And then we sold that, or we gave that to my cousin, and then I got GameCube.
Nice.
But one of the first games I remember playing on my own, like initiative, I guess, just by myself. No one's handing it to me. I'm not walking in on something. Nothing bad, but like, you know. my uncle playing Mario Brothers or playing Smash Bros. Or Mortal Kombat. But one of the first Spider-Man game on the PlayStation Spider-Man game, the first one, it has Stan Lee narrating. And that was one of my first forays into just comics, into Spider-Man and whatever.
Yeah, I recall...
I don't think I was good at it.
Yeah, I recall at my friend's house playing Spider-Man, and I remember playing Hulk.
Yeah.
Ultimate Rampage.
Ultimate Destruction. That came later, but that's definitely in my list.
Yeah, I had, though, I got Game Boy Advance, and I had Super Mario Advance.
Nice.
Which is it's a remake on the Game Boy of it's Super Mario.
Is it World
2?
Oh, 2.
Yeah,
I haven't played that one too much actually,
and it was good. It was.
I know that's a hard one. At least the Japanese version is.
Well, the Japanese version is a different game completely.
Yeah,
Japanese version is what we here have as the Super Mario
secret levels. The lost levels. Yeah,
Super Mario 2, as it was released in the United States, wasn't even a Mario game. They just like reskinned it as a Mario game.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's one of the weirder ones. But I remember playing that a lot. And the Super Mario Advance games are all pretty good.
Oh yeah, I remember playing Mario World on Flash, the Flash version.
Oh yeah.
And my uncle, he didn't have a Nintendo. He had a Sega Genesis. And a lot of times I'd be over at my grandma's, and he would let me play, and we played some Mortal Kombat. We played some Shogun or whatever it's called. The old Ninja Gaiden games.
Yeah.
But there's this one game, and it was actually not until I was a little older, till I was like 13 or 14, till we actually beat it together. But we always played it some. But one night I was helping my basically I was just staying over. My grandma was like taking care of this guy's place, house sitting. And I got to stay over it, and he had a ton of games. But we played this. Nice. We found the same game we used to play, and it's Rocket Knight. And that game is it's kind of like a Mega Man platformer.
Yeah. I don't think I know that one.
You're a cyborg possum, and you have like I can't remember if you have like a laser lance or something like that. But it was a really hard game. But it was a lot of fun. But I remember we stayed up till like 3 a.m. beating it. And we got to the final boss.
I have memories when I was in middle school.
Yeah, this was like middle school era.
Yeah, when I was in middle school, that was when I was first allowed to have like my own like Xbox.
Oh yeah.
And
I never had an Xbox.
I got Doom.
My friend did.
I got Doom. They did like an Xbox release of Doom. And I remember having friends that were staying up until
I did
3 a.m. playing Doom.
That game's so addicting.
Yeah,
I do. I don't remember my first experience was Doom, but I do remember it. Did freak me out a bit actually when I was a kid, even the original one. But yeah, I remember me and my friends. We would like basically make a night out of playing Doom.
Yeah, no, yeah, same. It was just
our golden eye. Speaking of which, that's a really good nostalgic game.
Oh yeah. For a long time, pretty much the only console I had was like Game Boy, and I had the Nintendo DS as well when that came out.
Nice.
But I did play computer games quite a bit.
Honestly, I remember playing computer games even more than my console.
Yeah.
Than my GameCube.
I remember playing The Sims.
Nice.
The original one. I throughout the years have had every single mainline Sims game.
Nice.
But I remember playing The Sims, and we had like the collection of all the DLC.
Nice.
Like the box set. And I really liked it, and then I remember it went missing one day, and I remember I was convinced that it had been stolen. Looking back, either I just lost it like a dumbass, or my dad just like threw it away mindlessly. He's the type of person that would just be like cleaning stuff up and like throw.
Oh, my mom does that all the time.
But I played that. I played RuneScape. Did you ever play?
I had a friend that was into RuneScape. I didn't play it much. I guess it was just a little too much for me, or I don't know. I liked a lot of beating up platforming games.
I used to play more MMOs. Like RuneScape.
See, MMOs is something I've been recently getting into.
Pirates of the Caribbean Online.
I did play that.
Yeah, I got really
into the movies.
Really into that when I was like in elementary school. And I had friends who played it too. We would play together.
Nice.
They may have the remake. The fan remake.
Yeah, we played that some. That's pretty good.
And it's a good remake. It's pretty impressive.
Right.
That Disney hasn't shut them down yet. Yeah. Sea of Thieves is okay.
I do want to play it. I heard you have to have a big group though to make it work.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can totally play it by yourself. It's
that
just
sounds lame.
Yeah, it's just that as is with a lot of some MMOs, even though it might be designed in a way where you can play it by yourself, the fun of it is playing with friends. When playing with other people, that's what's fun.
It depends on playing with other people. Basically.
Yeah. But
well, anyways,
blinked for a second there.
We were talking about Star Wars earlier, and I have definitely a big connection with Star Wars games, especially the Lego Star Wars games.
Ooh, that is on my
complete saga.
I was thinking of that. Yeah,
I remember. I got that at Best Buy. I remember
playing the complete saga. I remember at my cousin's house playing Lego Star Wars 1.
I played 2 and then I got the complete saga.
Yeah.
So I played the prequels first.
Because I remember having the hub world of being at Jack and Dexter's diner.
Yeah.
In Lego Star Wars 1. Which is why, I mean, speaking of like newer games that capture that like nostalgic feeling, the new Lego Star Wars I've been playing, and it's fun.
Here's what I'll say about it. I've been playing it, and I enjoy the gameplay. It's some of the best Lego gameplay out there.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's got good graphics. Like they look like shiny plastic, and like the ships look like the real Lego models. A lot of them.
Yeah. Like
the details are amazing. However, it glosses through the story.
Yeah. It's not the levels aren't laid out super well or designed super well.
Levels,
but it's still one of those things. Like what I mean is like Lego games in general kind of just hit the right spot for me.
Oh no, of course.
I just have fun.
I just beat the Return of the Jedi section.
You don't get to blow up the Death Star.
That's a cutscene.
Like, yeah, I was annoyed with that. I was like.
They breeze through that.
Yeah.
And there's no battle coruscant.
I remember playing that in the Complete Saga. And it's not a great mission in the Complete Saga.
But it's still something to do with it. You're flying the Millennium Falcon, and that's fun.
Yeah, it's it was a shame that they skipped over that.
No, and as much as they packed into the game, I can't really hate it too much. It has the whole saga. I just got to the sequel trilogy, and I'm like, yeah, I get to play as Rey.
The Lego version's better.
But I heard they dog on the sequel trilogy a lot with their jokes.
Yeah, they do dog. Yeah,
especially Rise of Skywalker.
I haven't gotten quite to Rise.
I heard they really. I haven't got to it yet. But I heard they make fun of it a lot.
Yeah, I'm on Last Jedi right now.
Nice. I bet that's funny in Lego.
It's better.
Yeah,
I'll say that. Yeah.
But I also the Lego Star Wars games, I remember playing that with my friends all the time, and unlocking characters was just so fun.
Yeah,
and then replaying the levels with different characters.
It's just very good, mindless.
Yeah, it's just mindless fun, and
that just
honestly
reminds me of the games I played as a kid.
I remember playing Lego Star Wars around the same time I first watched Star Wars.
Oh yeah,
like it was very close.
Huh? Yeah.
I know I watched The Phantom Menace, and I know I watched Phantom Menace first.
Yeah.
And then my dad made me watch the original trilogy, which I'm glad he made me because it's good.
My parents had a box set of the original trilogy when I was a kid, and
my parents got the 1997 box set, the special edition.
Yeah, that's what we had too.
Yeah.
And I saw Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith in theaters.
I didn't see Phantom Menace in theaters.
Technically, I did, but I was like 3 years old, and I do not remember it. And my dad told me that I started crying, and he had to take me out of the theater. So technically, I was there. I do not remember it. I was too little.
No, the last one I remember seeing in theaters was Revenge of the Sith, out of the prequels.
I remember
me and my friends, we got the lightsaber lollipops.
Oh, cool.
I had the red one because I was into Vader.
Yeah.
And my friend had Obi-Wan.
I remember playing with a friend when I was...
Luckily, I don't remember getting the Jar Jar Binks lollipop.
Yeah.
I probably did.
I remember when I was a kid playing, we had the toy lightsabers and we were playing, and I remember us having...
Oh, the retractable ones, the classics? Yeah, me and my friends would fight so aggressively sometimes, we'd bend them.
Yeah, same. And
we'd really take it seriously.
I remember we had a green one and a blue one, and my friend was using the blue one, and I had a green one, and he was like, I get to be Obi-Wan. And because he had a blue one, so he's like, I get to be Obi-Wan.
Okay.
And I wanted to be Obi-Wan or Anakin, but at the time, now I think Qui-Gon's super cool.
You would have to be Qui-Gon.
Yeah, but at that time, I didn't want to be Qui-Gon.
Right.
Because I didn't think he was super cool. I thought he was just...
he got killed by
He was
Darth Maul.
old man. I didn't know who Liam Neeson was yet.
Yeah.
Who got killed by Darth Maul. So I remember being like, Anakin technically uses a green lightsaber and attacks the clone, so I get to be Anakin.
That is true.
And my friend argued with me about it.
You know, it's funny. The lightsaber in that movie he uses is basically the same as the Vader one, just green.
Oh, really?
And a little less bulky.
Huh. Nice.
But it's like the same design.
Yeah. I also remember when I was in first grade, when I don't know what age I was, but for my birthday, I had friends over, and my mom, it was a Star Wars birthday party.
Nice.
And my mom bought a bunch of those toy lightsabers. And
we
had some, our neighbor was in high school at the time, and they were in Star Wars, him and his friends. So my mom paid them to dress up in Star Wars characters and come over. And
did they do some flips?
No, they were not skilled enough to do
flips.
Okay. And they came over, and one of them jumped the fence, and he was just dressed as a Jedi, and we were all like fighting with the lightsabers.
Nice.
And we were like, get him. And I remember him being like, no, guys, I'm on your side, because one of them was dressed as Darth Vader.
Oh.
They had some cool costumes.
Nice.
I don't know.
This isn't much of a tangent.
Yeah. And I remember him being like, no, I'm on your guys' side. And we were all just
what happens.
We were all just like, get him anyway.
See what happens when we talk about Star Wars.
Yeah. Star Wars is fun.
But besides the Lego Star Wars games, Battlefront. I started with Battlefront 2, and I actually played it on the PSP, which was an experience.
I started with Battlefront 1.
Nice.
I didn't own it, I think.
See, I owned Battlefront.
My
2,
grandparents
my parents
bought
did.
the first Xbox.
Really?
They bought it, well, because, grandkids would come over, so they bought an Xbox thinking like, hey, grandkids will probably like to play with us when they're over.
Yeah.
And they had that when they had the Star Wars Battlefront 1.
Nice.
And I remember playing that with my cousins.
And
I remember thinking it was cool in Battlefront 2 that you got to play as Jedi, but being annoyed that they totally nerfed the jet troopers.
Oh, yeah, they did.
Yeah, that was...
But it was fun playing as Jedi.
Yeah.
Like every Jedi.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. A lot of really good mods on PC.
And a little later on, Force Unleashed. That was a pretty good Star Wars game. That was like when I was edgy. It was perfect timing,
That was perfect timing, yeah.
And everything.
I played the Nintendo DS version of that first.
Oh wow, there was a DS version.
Yeah, I don't remember if it was good.
Was it like a side scroller?
No, it was like
it was 3D.
It was 3D and everything.
Oh wow,
it's a proper port.
Nice, that's cool.
I don't remember if it was good.
That's weird.
Yeah, I know. Did
you use the stylus to use the Force or the lightsaber stuff?
I don't remember.
Well, that would be a missed opportunity if they didn't do that.
It
Nintendo.
Would be. They probably did.
Yeah.
They probably did.
Nintendo
I don't
would do
remember that. I remember, speaking of DS, one game I really loved on that was the Jackass video game.
I never played that. How was that?
As a kid, I loved it.
Of course.
I don't remember everything about it, but
what did you do?
You had little hub worlds, like little tiny mini open worlds, and it was like you have to do stunts and hurt yourself, and you would get points, and there were objectives, different challenges you had to do and stuff. So it was fun, and you could unlock different.
I feel like that would have been a Neversoft game.
Probably. I don't know. But you can unlock different characters like cast members and then also costumes for them to wear.
Well, I can tell you that you kind of remind me of something. I didn't play the Jackass game, but I played Tony Hawk Underground 2. Ooh. And I played a little bit of the Pro Skater 2. Yeah. But mostly Underground. And that was my first kind of more mature adult game. Because like the characters were smoking and they would like say "damn it" every once in a while. I don't think they like dropped that.
I remember my mom was like really weary of letting me play like mature games like Grand Theft Auto, but then she let me have the Jackass game.
Right.
I don't know what.
I never got to play Grand Theft Auto at my own house. Yeah. But every time I visited my uncle, and he was building his own PCs even back then, and he had a really sick custom made PC with water cooling system. The works. Yeah. It works. And I got to play San Andreas and GTA 4 at his place.
Yeah, the first GTA game I owned was GTA 5, but I went to my friend's house and played San Andreas and 4.
Yeah, GTA 5 was the first one I owned, and
now I own a bunch of the other ones. I've gone back and played them.
I always felt so guilty and bad when I played like San Andreas with my uncle.
Yeah,
and every time I killed somebody or run people over, and then my dad would walk in and be like, "Oh, what are you guys playing in here?" And I'd be like, "Oh shit." But my dad was like, "Oh, that's fine. Just not at the house, not around your mom." Basically,
I remember. I think so. I mentioned the first. I think it was the Xbox 360 was the first like a home console I was allowed to own.
My friend had a 360,
and this was like middle school, and I remember we got it because we went on a trip to visit some friends, my mom's friends in Utah.
Oh, nice!
And they had it, and we spent a lot of time playing Rock Band. And my dad got
That's a good topic.
My dad got really, really into Rock Band to the point of when we got home, he went and bought an Xbox so he could play Rock Band.
Nice.
And
I have a similar kind of story.
And then I very quickly like hijacked the Xbox and made it mine.
Right.
But because he got bored of Rock Band.
That's actually what happened. The similar thing happened to me with the Wii.
Oh,
my dad bought the Wii to play Wii Sports and also to play Guitar Hero on it shortly. And I ended up hijacking it, but I remember playing Guitar Hero, and I will say
we didn't have Rock Band. We had Guitar Hero World Tour, which is the one that had the other instruments.
Yeah.
So we didn't have.
That's one of the best ones, honestly. Yeah. But guitar, I had World Tour, and I think I had 3 before that. Maybe I can't quite remember. I just remember World Tour mostly.
Those were fun games.
Honestly, and I have. I need to reinstall it. I have to install songs again, but they have Clone Hero on PC.
Oh yeah,
and it will run on any.
Do you have a
I have a controller. Yes, nice. I have one. The first one I got with Guitar Hero World Tour, when I last visit home, I brought it back.
Nice.
And there's this company in Canada that makes an adapter from the Wii guitar to the PC. You don't need a controller, and it just works.
Yeah, we had
it just works seamlessly. But like you can play any songs, and it really brought me back to playing it.
Yeah.
And I will say, Guitar Hero, like honestly,
it's a good game.
It's a fun game. You get to play songs, everything. And my dad liked it when I played it just because he could listen to music.
That's why my dad liked it. Because my
he was
dad,
like, "Stop messing up! I want to hear this song."
My dad hated watching me play video games because a lot of video games gave him motion sickness.
For me, my dad just got bored.
He didn't have he also got bored, but he didn't have a problem with playing video games. He actually thought the concept of video games were cool.
It's just motion sickness.
But yeah, a lot of them gave. But he liked Guitar Hero because that didn't.
He can listen to music.
And he can listen to music and stuff. Yeah.
But I will say Guitar Hero is one of the main reasons I started playing actual guitar. I will say, I think it's for a lot of people. Like they started playing Guitar Hero, and it's like, oh, I'm going to try to do it in real life. Yeah. And also, my uncle, he was playing guitar, and he was in bands back then. And I was like, oh, I want to do that.
Yeah.
But Guitar Hero, I did. And I eventually got to the point where I was good enough at guitar where I quit playing Guitar Hero. Because I was like, I can just learn these songs in real life.
Yeah.
And honestly, a lot of times, most of the time, for like intermediate songs, it's way easier to play on real guitar.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like once you learn guitar, it's way easier.
It got to the point where like I would go to a friend's house and play
play
Guitar Hero with them, and they would be like, and I was never very good at it, so they would be like, I'd be sucking, and they'd be like, Colton, I thought you were good at guitar, and I was like, it's different.
Yeah, it's really different.
It's not the same.
Well, it's like when you play
judging me.
When you play expert mode on Guitar Hero, you could be playing Smoke on the Water, and they overcomplicate it and everything.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
definitely. Yeah. So, but the first game, I remember when we had the
Slow Ride.
We got this Xbox, and we had Guitar Hero, and the Xbox came with Lego Indiana Jones, which was a great game, and it also came with the Kung Fu Panda.
See,
game.
I started,
and I remember the Kung Fu Panda.
The Kung Fu Panda game
wasn't great, but it had like a multiplayer, like
Smash Bros,
Mortal Kombat-esque.
Mode, Mortal Kombat,
where you pick two characters and you go at it, and that was fun.
Nice.
But the first game that I was allowed that I bought that was like I bought with my own money that was like a proper.
I want to go back a little bit.
Was Left 4 Dead.
I want to go back a little bit earlier in time. Though.
Dead Rising. Dead Rising was the first.
I want to go back a little earlier in time to the early 2000s.
Yeah,
we were really young, but I remember. I played the first Spider-Man game on PS1, and I was wowed by it.
Oh, yeah.
Playing it now, not so well. I get nostalgic,
Oh, there's games I've gone.
But like the stagnant swing animation.
I've gone and emulated old games that I loved when I was a kid.
I play on an emulator,
and I was like, well, they're still good games, but like, it's not as glamorous as I remember it.
But I remember unlocking all the costumes with the different abilities. I remember getting stuck on the Rhino fight for a while, but I don't think I ever beat that game, or my uncle beat it for me.
Yeah.
Because I do remember getting to the higher levels, but I don't think I got to those levels. But I played that, and then Spider-Man movie came out. It was crazy, like back then. And they came out the Spider-Man movie game. And as far as I can remember, besides like Mario Sunshine, which I'd also like to talk about some of those, like 64 Mario, Sunshine, Galaxy. Galaxy's a little later, but it's definitely a nostalgia game for me. I got the DS All-Stars version. It's good. It's still a really good game.
Yeah.
But aside from those Mario games, the Spider-Man movie game was the first game I beat. The whole thing. Yeah.
I don't remember the first game I beat.
And then Spider-Man 2 came out, and I do remember seeing the trailer for it.
Being excited.
And I was really excited. I was like, oh, you get to swing through on New York, and like it's like real swinging. I didn't understand ray tracing or anything back then, because that is what they used.
Yeah. It's
form of ray tracing for the webs to find the buildings.
It's really cool how they did it. Yeah.
And I remember playing it back then, and mostly just swinging around. I would do the pizza missions and fail at them because they were really hard.
Oh, I'm amazed
by
like,
was really hard.
When I was a kid, how easily entertained I was by open world games. Like.
Even just an empty world.
Just empty worlds where you get to just swing around or run around.
Now, with open world games, it better have content. It better have,
I did want to mention just a fun fact coming to my head, because we're talking about movie tie-in games, and we talked about Lego Star Wars.
Oh, those are a whole era of movie tie-in games.
Oh,
that died.
I remember playing Shrek 2.
The Smash Bros. one?
No, the platformer.
Oh, okay.
It's like on GameCube or something. I don't remember. But Lego Star Wars: A Complete Saga, or it would be Lego Star Wars 1, Revenge of the Sith. That game came out like a month before Revenge of the Sith came out.
Well, remember playing the Revenge of the Sith tie-in game? I didn't have it, but my friend had on 360.
I had and I played it again recently. It's still pretty good.
Or did he have a PS2?
I had on the Game Boy, they had a pixel art, like 16-bit, like side-scrolling, beat-em-up Revenge of the Sith tie-in game.
Oh.
That was really good. It's a really good game.
I played the 3D one.
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
and we always played the level where it goes to 2 players, Anakin versus Obi-Wan.
Yeah, but in the Lego Star Wars, that game came out before Revenge of the Sith came out. It's, for some people, Lego Star Wars was the first chance they got to experience the story of Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah.
So technically, Lego Star Wars is the original version of Revenge of the Sith, not an adaptation.
Well, they'd already filmed it and everything, but yeah, true.
Technically, it came out first.
Because I know they finished filming Revenge of the Sith in like 2003, 03.
Yeah, something like that.
I've seen him talk about interviews, even and Hayden. So good, Hayden Christensen's back. You think he's in the Vader suit? Either way, let's keep going. But Spider-Man 2, that was like the first open world. Well, I played a little bit. My friend did have Oblivion. Or no, it wasn't out yet. I think I played Morrowind. I do remember my friend having an Elder Scrolls game. I don't think Oblivion was out quite yet.
My first Elder Scrolls game was Skyrim, and we've talked about that. But
my first Bethesda game was New Vegas.
Well,
that I owned
when I was when New Vegas came out. I was only just getting into like console games. Before that, I just played I played some PC stuff. I played Nintendo stuff, and I just played games at my friend's house. I didn't pay attention to the gaming stuff, really. And I remember I went to GameStop to buy New Vegas, and for some reason just didn't think that I need a parent to buy that with me because it's rated M.
Yeah.
So I remember going and trying to buy it, and the guy at GameStop being like, "Are you 18?" Me being however old I was, like in 6th grade, being like, no. And I don't remember what I bought instead. But so when I finally got my my own computer, I could buy games on Steam.
It's funny,
where they don't ID you.
My mom
you can just lie about your age. I remember buying Fallout and being really excited.
My mom had a Blockbuster account. Remember when Blockbuster was around?
Yeah.
That's how I mostly played games. We would rent them, and I got the unlimited renting pass, which was cool. As long as you turn it in at some point, you know, you just paid a monthly fee or whatever. I would usually, get bored with a game and then turn it back in. But yeah, I rented New Vegas, and that was my first Bethesda game that I remember. And
mine was.
I got a lot of games from Blockbuster.
My first Bethesda game was Skyrim, because I remember I was with my dad at Target, and I went to go buy something else. I don't know if I had a goal of what to buy. I had like birthday money. I wanted to go buy a video game, and Skyrim, it was the January after it had come out, and it was on sale for $30.
Nice.
And I remember just being like, I've heard this is cool.
Well, it's funny.
I didn't know what it was.
My mom,
I was like, I've heard this is cool. I've heard kids talking about it at school. So
my mom was usually like the officiator of my gaming. My dad would rarely take me to Blockbuster or whatever, but my mom would.
It was my dad was the one typically bought games for me.
See, it was my mom, which is the funny part, because she wanted to really make sure what I got and everything. And the only M-rated game she let me play before I played my first proper one, which was Black Ops, the only M-rated game she would let me play is if it was like some kind of fantasy element.
Oh, yeah.
Or if it wasn't realistic.
Well, I remember my mom didn't want me playing Grand Theft Auto, but when Red Dead Redemption came out,
my dad wanted me to get that one.
I was able to convince my parents to let me have it, because I was like, it's like Grand Theft Auto, but it's Old West. So it's not like, gang. It's not like street gangs and prostitution and strip clubs and stuff. It's cowboys and stuff.
Still prostitutes.
Yeah. So I remember my dad taking me to GameStop to buy it, and I don't know if they still do this, but at GameStop, when it's like a minor buying something with their parent, they would have to read out, the graphic content. Are you okay with your kid playing this because it has this content? And I remember my dad turning me and being like, he's like trying to convince me not to let you have it. But he still got it for me.
So I remember I was like 13, 12, probably 13, almost 14, maybe 13 or 14. But I remember, and this was like the last time I actually remember going in with my mom to a GameStop, because after that I just went in by myself.
Yeah.
And would just get games and wait for the mature games, because I didn't really have a need for mature games. I don't know. I didn't really care too much about it.
Well, when I was in high school, I got a PC.
And then you got Steam.
And I got Steam. And you could lie about your age on Steam.
I didn't have Steam but for a long time. But I remember going in, I actually wanted to get the DC Universe game, the online MMO.
Oh, yeah.
Because, and I eventually played it. It was fun, but I got bored over it because, you have to pay for so much stuff to get good stuff, and or grind a shit ton.
Yeah.
And either way, you're going to be spending a lot of money and spending a lot of time playing that game, which eventually amounts to nothing, as most MMOs.
That's why I don't like MMOs. It's just most of them turn into this thing
because you're always going to
like,
run into the player that has cooler shit than you.
Yeah, it's just this endless thing. I like games you can beat.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Games that you can beat, but also games that you feel gratification for beating.
Yeah.
Or for like beating a boss like Dark Souls. Like I want to I would put it in the nostalgia category, but it wasn't like one of my early games or anything. But anyways, going back to this experience, I went in to buy DC Online, but then my friend was there, and he was like, "Are you gonna get Black Ops?" And I was like, "I don't think my mom will let me and everything." And he was like, "Convince her, make her get it."
Yeah.
and I remembered a GameStop salesman. I can't remember what his name was, but I don't think that matters for this story. GameStop guy, I hope you're having a great life. I hope you're listening to this podcast.
I hope
you're like, I do remember this guy.
I hope you have a better job than GameStop now.
Maybe he's the CEO of GameStop.
Maybe,
which would still be a bad job because they're going bankrupt.
Yeah.
They're mostly becoming like a Funko Pop store now.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Collectibles and whatever. I still like going in to get a physical game every once in a while.
Occasionally.
If it's a game I'm really excited for, I'll go through that process.
I buy Nintendo games.
But a lot of times I just download games.
Most of the time I download games.
Because it really doesn't matter.
I'm not one of those people that collects.
But no, I remember he had to explain. No, it was a girl. Yes, it was a girl. And she explained my mom that she could turn off. She helped me. She actually helped me. She was like, you can actually turn off the graphic content in the game.
That's cool.
And I remember my mom made me turn it off in front of her. And then when she left, I turned it back on.
That sounds so much like your mom.
And then I turned it back on when she left.
When I bought Black Ops,
my friend was like, "Wait, why are these zombies' heads not coming off?" And I'm like, "Oh, the graphic content." He's like, "Fix that."
I remember when I bought Black Ops, I had borrowed Assassin's Creed Revelation from my friend.
My first Assassin's Creed was
and I played it
Brotherhood.
and I was like, this game is awesome. I'm still a huge Assassin's Creed fan.
Was Revelations your first one?
Yeah, it was.
Oh, wow.
And then I went back.
That was like my third.
But I borrowed it from my friend. I played it. You know, I'm still one of those people that like even the worst Assassin's Creed games.
It's so fun.
I still enjoy because I like the running around in a historical open world setting, even if it's just that. It's still even a little bit fun.
Until you get to Odyssey, though, that's where it just becomes fantasy. It's a fun game, though. I love it.
Well, here's the thing, actually. Slight side tangent. Odyssey's not that bad, actually.
No, it's not bad. It's a really fun game.
Well, I mean,
it's just
as a historical game.
No, but here's my thing. Not with maybe the setting, but just but you basically have powers and you can jump off a cliff and you're
that
fine.
Sort of stuff. But with the open world's actually not too bad.
No, it's a really beautiful open world.
Actually, it is an interesting thing.
I think Odyssey's...
that I was thinking about it, and someone online pointed this out, and I agree with this.
I need to play more Valhalla, though.
Because
it is a nice world.
Odyssey has some of the mythical elements in it, but if you think about it, it does kind of work because the ancient Greeks understood their world in a way that incorporated these mythical, like that was how they understood their world.
Well, yeah, because a thunderstorm would happen, they would say, "Oh, Zeus is pissed."
That's just how they understood the world. So it kind of actually works. Valhalla
goes a little too far.
It goes a little too far. Also, Valhalla
is
probably the least historically accurate Assassin's Creed game.
Yeah. They're filling in the blanks.
Well, it's not even just filling in the blanks. Valhalla takes place in the 800s. It has a specific year it takes place in. It's really a mix.
The so-called Dark Ages.
The thing is,
I know most professors.
Almost all Assassin's Creed games take place in a very narrow period.
Yeah,
Renaissance Italy, Ptolemaic Egypt.
A very specific,
specific period that's like easy to portray,
and iconic,
and they take liberties and all that sort of stuff. Assassin's Creed Valhalla just vaguely takes place in the Viking Age during the Great Heathen Army, and it kind of combines things from like several hundred years of history, and it's weird.
Yeah. Well, like the other Assassin's Creed do so well. You're right. They pick this kind of like iconic moment in history, or very visually notable moment. Like I say, feudal Japan. You know what that looks like. You know what that means. Ancient Egypt. You know what that means.
Well, I learned this. I learned this word recently. It's called
pirates. Black Flag.
I already knew. I already knew that word.
I would put that. I would say I would put that in my nostalgic games, even though it's
Black
not
Flag
super
is
old.
My favorite Assassin's Creed.
Well, it is like
game,
10 years old now, but
it is actually this
almost.
Next year, it is.
Either way, I mean, that's the first Assassin's Creed game I got into was probably Brotherhood.
Yeah,
but the first one I loved was Black Flag.
Same, yeah. No, I learned this word recently. It's Euchronia. So Euchronia is, if you ever watched a movie, played a video game, or watched a TV show.
Yes, I have watched movies and played video games.
Well, where it takes place in a historical, it's a historical setting, but you can't quite place it.
Oh, dude, I remember when Frozen came out, and that's when I was like, the actually guy, during that era, and I hated that movie.
Doesn't it take place?
I still hate that movie.
I watched that last night,
and I remember. Oh, really?
Yes, I did.
It's a bad movie.
We were gonna watch Frozen 2, and my girlfriend wanted to watch Frozen 1, and it's okay. It's a good movie. I don't know. I got sick of it. I got really sick of it for a while because my little sister, who was like 10 years younger than me, it was her favorite movie for like 6 months.
That song,
and I've seen it like
burned into your brain.
I've seen that movie like 20 times.
But I remember I was in a drama class, and every Friday we would watch a movie because my professor just didn't care. Well, not my professor, my teacher wouldn't care. And we got to watch a movie, and usually we got to watch usually the guys won on the voting.
Oh yeah,
because we yelled. We were just like Iron Man 3 or like Pacific Rim. We would just, because we would get the vote for the movies. But Frozen was the movie this one time.
Yeah.
And I just remember talking to my friends. I'm like, what historical era is this even trying to be? Because I see some like 1800s type stuff, but also, it's like 1800s Scandinavia, maybe?
I've looked this up.
Like 1850s?
Because I sometimes can also be the actual
But it
guy,
also seems like a medieval setting.
It takes place in 1800s.
Okay.
But big caveat, it's also a fairy tale setting.
No, exactly.
So they are not tied down to any historical accuracy.
Recently,
it's the same thing with Tangled. Tangled takes place technically in the 1700s, but you don't see guns. You see crossbows and swords.
It's something because they can't use guns.
It's also just because it's a fairy tale setting. It's not a real historical setting.
Yeah.
But this word Euchronia is this idea. Have you ever
can't quite,
like, a really good example is the show Archer, which vaguely takes place in the 60s, 70s.
But then sometimes
seems
modern.
It has Russian oligarchs and things like that, and it's not quite the 60s and 70s.
Yeah.
That's a Euchronia. The word translates to no time, so it's a made-up time setting. Sometimes I hear the word applied to what-if time settings. What-if historical settings.
Well, let me tell you one.
So,
Ratatouille.
Yeah, but...
Me and my girlfriend were watching Ratatouille.
Oh, yeah.
And
a lot of Pixar movies do this.
When does this take place? Yeah. I was just asking myself. And I was like, oh, maybe it's in the 40s or 50s. But then I see a modern Vespa. Like a scooter.
Yeah, no.
I'm like, what?
Pixar movies do this too.
I think it technically takes place in the
Disney
60s.
And Pixar movies like to do this, where it's just
a
really
vague timeline.
Vague. It doesn't take place now.
The only Pixar movies that you can tell the timeline is like Up and Toy Story is like, oh yeah, it's 2000s.
Coco takes place in modern times.
Yeah, 2000s, whatever.
But they don't make it super clear because most of the movie takes place.
Oh, and Turning Red. Have you seen Turning Red?
Yeah, that's
actually a really fun one.
I liked it. Yeah.
It explicitly takes place in 2002, and I love that.
I didn't know that, but it makes sense.
But back to video games, Colton.
But anyway, Assassin's Creed,
Valhalla does that.
Valhalla is a Euchronia, but none of the other ones quite are. They actually try to make it not that.
Yeah, maybe except for.
But anyway, back to video games. We were talking about Black Ops, and I was saying. I played Assassin's Creed Revelations.
Yes.
I wanted to go play Assassin's Creed 2. I dragged my dad to Target to buy it, and they had a deal.
You got Black Ops?
Where if you buy Black Ops, you get Modern Warfare 2.
Nice. That's such a good combo.
And my dad convinced me to buy Black Ops instead.
Nice.
He was like, he didn't really know. He never has known.
I bet first-person games really mess with him.
Oh yeah, he hates them. But but he doesn't really know about video games, but he at least was trying to be like a dad who's interested in his son's hobbies.
As a dad should.
As a dad should be.
Yeah.
So I remember him being like, hey, this Call of Duty thing, I've heard it's pretty cool. It's like a war shooter.
Yeah.
And he thought that was cool, and he thought I would think it was cool. So he convinced me.
You know what's funny?
Because he was all, and then he was also, and it's also a better deal.
I actually have a similar story, but reversed.
Yeah.
So I was already playing Black Ops, and my dad was like, "Oh, that's cool." And he played zombies with me every once in a while, even though he barely understood the first person.
I convinced my dad a couple times to play video games with me, and then he just hated it.
Well, my dad liked he liked playing Wii Sports with me, like the golf or tennis or whatever, and like he would play every once in a while like Mortal Kombat, and I'd usually go easy on him to make him feel good about himself.
Yeah.
Not saying I'm like a really good Mortal Kombat player, but I'll go hard when I need to or if I want to. But
I've never been good, but
I remember my dad
though.
He had a friend at work, and this is when Redbox was just becoming a thing. But he had a friend at work that was telling him about Assassin's Creed Brotherhood.
Oh, yeah.
And he was like, online, you get to like assassinate other people.
Dude, the online in Assassin's Creed was really cool.
His friend mostly played the online, I guess.
Yeah, I love the online.
Because the way my dad explained it to me is like, you're an assassin, but you're going against other assassins, and you have to like kill the other one.
I hope they bring back that.
But then I played the story mode. I was like, this is really weird with the animus and everything, and like
I've always thought I'm in the.
But I played in multiplayer.
I'm in the camp of Assassin's Creed fans,
multiplayer.
Where even when they had a coherent story in the modern day, I didn't give a fuck about it.
The modern day, I
just
skipped
never
over.
fucking cared.
I wanted to get back to the historical setting.
Some like Assassin's Creed fans nowadays will like say like, oh, you know, the modern day story with Desmond is what kept them interested in the series, and I see that. But I was not one of those people.
Well, now the modern day is just filler.
Yeah, now it's filler. But even back when they had like a coherent story with Desmond Miles and all that, I was still like,
you wanted to get back.
I want to stab people in Renaissance Italy.
Yeah.
Don't show me this Nolan North shit. This knockoff Nathan Drake.
It was Nolan North though.
It was Nolan North. Yeah, that's why I said knockoff Nathan Drake.
Speaking of Nathan Drake, Uncharted. Yeah. And what's great, I remember going in, I think my friend wanted me to get like Modern Warfare 3, but I decided to get Uncharted instead. I wanted...
Ooh, good choice.
Because I played the Lego Indiana Jones games. I always liked the Indiana Jones movies, and I knew... And I played some Tomb Raider on the PS1 when I had that pack.
Oh, yeah.
And go back to the earlier days. I just want to talk about Spider-Man 2 a little bit, because I remember playing a lot, and I do remember beating it, but it took me forever on the Doc Ock level at the end.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I just, loved swinging around and everything. And, yeah, now Spider-Man PS4 is out, Miles Morales. Amazing, fun games, great animations. Swinging's just really easy, intuitive. However, I at least hope they introduce some of the Spider-Man 2 mechanics into the new Spider-Man 2 game. I at least give the option to have more realistic swinging, right? Because I went back to play Spider-Man 2 on the emulator on my PC. And I sucked at the swinging for a while because I was like, "Oh my god, it's not doing it for me.
Yeah,
it's not doing
you actually
cool
have
moves.
to do it,
and like you actually have to think about like where your next web's gonna go and like your speed, and you get the speed boost and everything. You get to go crazy fast. You can do the slingshot. Like you can be so creative with it, but it has a skill cap. Like you have to learn the mechanics of it. It does have like a easy mode. But don't play on that. Play on the, like, it's basically a Spider-Man simulation with the swinging.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, once you get it, though, like, once you do, like, a cool web trick through the city or do, like, a cool move, like a flip over the building and then you swing and, like, whatever, you're technically not beating a boss or anything or getting points for it. But it feels so accomplishing to pull off a cool move.
Well, I feel like in some video games there's this... Are
you like die bob? Like
there's this intrinsic value of like feeling cool.
Feeling cool, yeah.
So like there's games like Dark Souls, which you can feel cool, but a lot of the
you feel
satisfaction comes from just being good at it.
Yeah.
And beating stuff. But there's also like...
Well, that's funny you mentioned that because like Spider-Man PS4 and the remastered version, whatever, Miles Morales. I love Miles Morales. Like the swinging in it, the tricks, so cool. Those games do a great job of making you feel like Spider-Man, right? Feel cool.
Yeah.
Like you feel like you're doing tricks.
But they're easy.
You're not earning it.
And they're still fun, but...
The combat's really good in those games, though.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Like the Arkham.
But...
we'll talk about
that. So, some games, though, it's like...
It's just intrinsically fun because...
And when it takes a little bit of skill, even if it's just a little bit...
Yeah.
To do something cool, even if it's not like this Dark Souls, like you're beating a boss.
Right.
That's why some of the older Assassin's Creed games, the parkour, at times, every once in a while you do something cool, and it makes you go, that was cool.
Yeah. Well, like in Spider-Man 2, I remember dive bombing off like the Empire State Building, and if you don't swing in time, you'll just die. And that's a big complaint of mine with the new Spider-Man games. There's no fall damage.
Yeah,
there should at least be fall damage. I argue, just have a mode, like a hardcore swinging mode or something, where it's more closer to the physics-based swinging, and you can die from falls. And then you could also have like the traditional mode.
Yeah.
For people that just want to play the story.
One of the many complaints with Assassin's Creed Syndicate was Syndicate doesn't even let you jump off buildings.
Oh yeah,
not even on accident. You
get the grapple.
You have the grapple hook.
Yeah.
There's some things people like, some things people don't. It's probably one of my least favorite Assassin's Creed games.
Really love the world of Syndicate.
It's pretty cool.
It's one of the best open worlds.
Cool setting.
City,
yeah.
London.
But
1890s.
But just on topic with the Spider-Man thing.
Or is it 1890s? Maybe a little before that.
A little before that, yeah. But like on topic with the Spider-Man thing is like that game, one of the criticisms is that it doesn't even let you jump off buildings.
Well, yeah, Spider-Man does.
Syndicate, yeah. Play that game. Try to go leap off a building.
You can't do something stupid.
Yeah, no, it doesn't even let you fail at parkour.
Yeah, and like a lot of times in Spider-Man 2, like if you're swinging, you climb a building, it just ruins your whole swing.
Yeah, I was playing one of the Assassin's Creed 2 recently, and every once in a while I press a wrong button, and Ezio will just yeet himself off a building.
But dude,
and I'll die, and I'm like, fuck.
I beat Spider-Man 2 again, and I got mods where I can do different skins. Like I was playing the black suit and everything.
Oh, sick.
And but now I was trying to do the pizza missions and the delivery, and they're really stressful.
Awesome. Yeah,
they're really anxiety-inducing because the music speeds up on you as it gets closer. And if you see in that mission, you have to make sure you have very clean swings. You don't want to be doing flips or anything because then that mushes up the pizza.
Yeah.
And then when you deliver it to them, they're like, "Get out of here! What is this pizza pie?" Like, they all have, like, really stereotypical New York. Like, you'll be swinging through the city, and you'll hear someone say, "I'm walking here."
That's great. But that's great. That's why I play Spider-Man games, though. I want that in a Spider-Man
Even
game.
when I was a kid, though, there was one mission that really annoyed me, where you had to grab a balloon for the kid. You'd be like, "My balloon," and everything.
Yeah.
But, dude, I remember and I got a very similar feeling when I played the Arkham games, a worse feeling, actually, but... And the Mysterio mission in Spider-Man 2, where it turns into like an alien invasion and everything, but it's obviously Mysterio. But when I was a kid, I took it pretty seriously. And I remember swinging, like you have to save people from falling into fire. And I just remember all the Mysterio levels that, for some reason, really connected me with this kid. Yeah. Slightly freaked me out, but I thought it was really cool. And like you get to swing on top of the Statue of Liberty and everything. It was good stuff. And as I mentioned before, going back to the Mario games, like, my friend had Mario Sunshine. I started playing it with him.
Yeah.
But then I was at Blockbuster one time and I saw Luigi's Mansion.
That's
on the
great.
GameCube.
Yeah.
And that was the first scary-ish game I played.
Yeah.
It's not scary now, but back then it was scary for me. Even though I did have a friend that had the old Resident Evil games. He had Resident Evil 4.
Nice.
And I remember playing it. It was way too scary for me back then. I used to be such a scaredy cat. Yeah. But my sister and her friends, they would always watch horror movies in front of me. And then slowly, just through mental torture, I guess, I became accustomed to horror movies. And now I love horror movies and horror games.
Yeah.
Even though horror games are hard to get right.
They are.
They can either be too difficult and annoying.
I have mixed feelings about horror games and even movies and stuff, as you know. Some of them I just love, but we've played Five Nights at Freddy's together. And you've seen how I deal with that. And,
see, what's funny about Five Nights at Freddy's?
See, this is why stuff like that is why maybe we should start like a Twitch.
No, exactly.
So
the thing about Five Nights,
all our viewers can see how scared I am of Five Nights
and how bad we are at games. Actually,
yeah, I'm not. No, I am not good at video games.
No, I can be good if it's a game I really like. I'll get good. You know what I mean? I'll learn it.
Yeah.
And everything. But like a lot of horror games, like I'm bad. Like Five Nights at Freddy's, I'm bad at. But the thing about those games, they had such good potential. Like when I first played it, and I've watched Markiplier play it, that was like his big breakout video playing that.
Yeah.
And a lot of YouTubers, and even before that, the Slenderman game.
Oh,
and I do remember playing that, and on Unity, the original.
Yeah, I remember. I have two memories of that game,
and it was free and everything.
One was me and my friends went to an Apple store.
That was the first like indie PC game I played, maybe, perhaps.
I think it's the same on my end. Yeah.
At least free.
Me and my friends went to an Apple store and downloaded it on one of the Macs that
nice.
They had. Played it there. But I also remember my friend brought his laptop out and we played it while camping.
That's awesome.
In the woods. It was.
Didn't you have a projector?
No, we just sat in the.
I vote that we go camping with a projector and like watch a movie or something.
We should. Yeah, that'd
or
be
play
fun.
a game. But no, the thing about the FNAF games, a bit of a side tangent here. They used to be scary and weird, to me at least, and to a lot of fans. Like, it's about kids being stuffed into animatronic suits and being murdered, okay? And, like, when you die, you're getting stuffed into the suit and everything, and you see your eyes hanging out in the picture.
Part of me wants to say...
But here's my thing about the FNAF games. It was ruined. It was ruined by greed and merchandising, and now it's a kid's game. It's a kid's horror. There's this whole genre now because of FNAF, of kids' horror games. It's the weirdest thing. Because some of them are still scary sometimes. And then sometimes they're not. Like the new FNAF game has some scary moments.
Yeah.
But the scarier moments are the bugs. The glitches, to be honest. It's a really, really poorly made, rushed game. It feels like it's a pre-alpha game and they sold it for $30. Which, CD Projekt Red, you're a little guilty of that.
Yeah.
It wasn't quite alpha status, but
I want to mention a game. What was it?
Yeah, what do you want to mention? I see your list there. See if anything rings a bell.
Oh, yeah. A game I never owned, but I always went to my friend's house to play. Did you ever play Lord of the Rings Conquest?
Yes. Dude, me and my friend would stay up till me and my dad went to work earlier that day at like the afternoon, right?
Mm-hmm.
And me and my friend were already gaming at that point because it was the weekend. We had our Mountain Dew, we had pizza. It was good times. It was summer. It was like in June.
Yeah.
Nothing else to do.
Summer vacation.
Oh, I miss those days. But and I had Lord of the Rings Conquest. We played a little Battlefront. We always loved that, but we were actually a little bit more into Lord of the Rings. Like, we watched movies and everything.
Yeah.
And I actually went to the Return of the King, not premiere, or maybe the opening weekend with my mom and my sister. I went to Return of the King, and I was only like 5 or something. And I just remember, apparently I liked it, but I did get scared, obviously. But, like, I liked it. But yeah, I always like Lord of the Rings. I love Lord of the Rings, of course.
Lord of the Rings Conquest,
Lord of the Rings Conquest, so stupid a lot of times. Like, you're a bunch of hobbits fighting Sauron.
But I just remember, like, I was into Battlefront.
Yeah, and it was same.
And I went to my friend's house, and he was like, "You think you like Battlefront? Let me show you this."
Yeah. No, yeah, I remember this day. Me and my friends were playing it, and my dad got back home off of work at like 4 a.m, and we were still playing it. And he was like, "What are you doing?" And we were like, "Oh, we're playing this." And he was like, "Oh, whatever." He was too tired to deal with it. But yeah, I remember. I just can't do it as much now. And well, for one, because I work, and because we're older.
I'm like always tired.
We have school. Yeah, I mean, but I used to have those times where I would do all-nighters playing games.
Oh, same.
And
yeah,
I just want to get bored, but now I get bored with games. Like I'm a little pickier now. A lot pickier now, actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, Lord of the Rings Conquest, really good one. And I saw on your list you had Spyro.
Spyro, I love Spyro.
I played that on the PS1.
I love all the Spyro games.
Really
and
good.
They released the
Reignited trilogy or whatever.
Which is really good.
I haven't played it yet.
It's a really good remake.
Is it a good port?
It's
a remake.
It's just a remake, and it's good. It's really good.
I did play the Crash Bandicoot remake, and I remember those games.
Oh yeah,
I really liked them, but it was really hard.
They're difficult.
Yeah,
Spyro's never difficult.
No,
it has a couple frustrating moments here and there, but.
Well, I remember I played Crash Bandicoot all the time and Luigi's Mansion on GameCube, and I actually had the GameCube version of Spider-Man 2. But then when I got the Wii, they had backwards compatibility, and you could play your GameCube games on there.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I wish, well, it's still kind of a thing with backwards compatibility, but it's more with downloading, like the PlayStation 5. It will play PS4 games, but nothing before that. You have to download the other ones, or you have the
They've been doing a lot of. I play on the Nintendo Switch, and they've been doing a lot of like ports and stuff of like older games,
and that's good.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
But Spyro was always great. I have good memories. I also played on the GameCube the Super Smash Bros. Was it Melee?
I played Melee with my friends.
I remember my friend had
Ultimate.
Brawl. My friend had Brawl when it was on Wii. Ultimate's the most recent one on the Switch.
Oh yeah, that's recent.
Which I have played. I do have that.
I played Brawl. Yeah, in Melee. Yeah. And then I remember my first experience with Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
When I first saw the fatalities, I was like, ugh, but I can't stop looking. I want to look.
Yeah. It's kind of...
And that's back even when the fatalities were a lot tamer by today's standards, actually.
They're pretty bad nowadays.
Yeah, they're really crazy.
But they're fun.
Because the graphics and everything.
So fun.
Yeah, and I remember we played Mortal Kombat. Well, Mortal Kombat versus DC was actually my first Mortal Kombat game.
Oh, yeah,
that came out in like 2007 or so, 2007.
I remember that, yeah.
And I think that's technically Mortal Kombat 9 or 8, or which one in the series. But yeah, I remember playing that, and then Mortal Kombat 9 came out. Of course, I didn't have it, but my uncle had it.
Yeah, so I also remember playing...
and then I eventually got it.
Marvel vs. Capcom. Those games, yeah.
Dude, I wasn't around, like, I didn't grow up with these games, per se, but, like, Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is one of my favorite games.
Oh, yeah.
Favorite fighting games ever.
That's a really...
it's still
really
one of my
good
favorite fighting games.
Yeah.
It's just really fun. And... unfortunately, the latest Marvel vs. Capcom games have fallen flat.
Yeah.
3's pretty good. I'm not a huge fan of the graphic style, the cel-shaded style. It works, but the combat's similar enough to 2, where I still like it's a smaller roster, but, it's good.
Yeah.
But 2 had a huge roster. Like, it felt like at least 25 players each.
Yeah.
For each team. Or more. I just remember it had weird characters like Shuma Gorath and stuff in the Marvel side. And I always play it as like Mega Man and what's his name from Street Fighter?
Ryu,
yeah. Ryu, yeah. Played as them, and then Wolverine, Bone Claw Wolverine. And Venom. Good stuff. And yeah, I remember playing that game a lot, actually, with my friends. And I played the arcade versions a lot.
Nice. Oh yeah, I went to Dave and Buster's a lot, and also what is it called? GameWorks, which is like a Dave and Buster's type of arcade. I remember playing Crazy Taxi.
I went to a lot of local arcades and like Chuck E. Cheese's and whatnot.
Chuck E. Cheese, I remember. I've never. I mean, guess when I was like a little kid, I liked Chuck E. Cheese, but like
I was always afraid of him.
I pretty early on decided that I didn't like Chuck E. Cheese.
We talked
something about it, just I didn't like.
We talked a little bit about it on our Willy's Wonderland episode. Actually,
yeah, something about Chuck E. Cheese's. I just eventually kind of decided made me uncomfortable. Not just the animatronics, but the entire environment.
The entire environment, kids screaming.
Yeah. I preferred places like Dave.
Well, I just preferred playing video games at home.
That is what I prefer. I was.
What's another one on your list?
I wasn't sure I was going to talk about it, but I guess I will because I was playing it earlier today. Minecraft. Which
definitely
it feels weird to say that's nostalgia because it's
still coming out with updates.
I still
it's still
play
a current
it, and
game.
it's so different. But I kind of want to like. I still have nostalgia for like the really old like beta Minecraft.
I didn't come in quite that early. I came in onto Minecraft around 2014.
Yeah, I played it since like early beta.
Because for a long time it wasn't on consoles, and I didn't have a good enough computer.
I played it on computer for a bit, and then
I played the PS3 version.
Yeah, they released the Xbox 360 version, which I played a lot of.
Yeah,
that with my friends.
That's what I remember.
I remember that was a few updates behind the PC version. Like
at that time it
lacked features.
No, it did. It was very basic.
But I remember I have strong memories of Minecraft, of not even just playing it, but watching YouTubers in the really early days of Minecraft.
Early Minecraft YouTube.
The big one that comes to mind is the Yogscast.
Yeah.
And their Minecraft stuff.
Skydo's Minecraft. Remember him?
I remember that, yeah.
But yeah, Minecraft is definitely a big one. It's not one I would quite call nostalgic.
Yeah, I know.
It gives me a similar feeling, but it's still coming out.
Yeah, it feels weird to talk about, but there is like an old Minecraft, like beta Minecraft vibe that is nostalgic. that just the new versions of it don't have that.
Right.
I don't. Yeah.
Well, the new versions do have more going on. They are objectively better.
They're good. Yeah. They've been on a roll with adding some really good stuff.
But I just remember building my house, surviving against zombies, exploring caves. And
I remember the first time I played it. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. It's before they had hunger in the game.
Damn, you were that early then.
And I remember building my house and trying to find iron to make iron pickaxes, and I just couldn't find iron. Like I was just
didn't dig deep enough.
I was really bad at the game, and like I would find a few pieces of iron here and there, but it was never like enough.
I always found iron quick enough.
Yeah, no. Later on, I got much better at it,
but
but I guess like the first time I played it, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, because Minecraft doesn't tell you how to play it.
But going a little bit more into the modern era, the beginnings of it, like early 2010, tens, or tweens, odds, what did they call them? Either way.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. No one cares.
The 20 teens. It sounds weird.
But it wasn't always the teens, because you have 10, 11, 12, whatever.
The 20 tweens.
Yeah, that era. And the 20 tweens... I remember when I got the PS3 for my birthday, like that was awesome. And the first game I got for it, was Arkham Asylum.
Oh, nice. That's a good one.
And then I eventually get Uncharted. And what's funny, I got the first Uncharted first, even though that came out like in like 2007. I wanted to play that one.
Yeah,
the first one I wanted to start first, and that was one of the first games to freak me out. Like when you eventually fight the weird demon Spaniards and Nazis.
Oh yeah,
at the end of that game, like you see him in the German U-boat at first and everything, but that game freaked me out. Besides, like playing Resident Evil at my friend's house, like I never had scary games at my house.
No, I didn't either.
But games started sneaking in some scarier stuff, like Uncharted, and then Batman: Arkham Asylum. Oh my god, I still remember this. Remember playing it? Freaked me out the whole time. But, I thought to myself, I'm Batman. I can punch these guys. It's fine. I'm Batman, right?
Oh, think again. Sometimes you can't.
I got through it.
Well, most of the time you can.
And I can't remember the order of the levels exactly. I have the remaster version.
Yeah.
I need to play it again, honestly. But I remember, the Kriller Croc level where you're hunting him down and collecting his DNA and everything. in the sewers. That was really terrifying because you had to like stealth on the rafts on the wood.
I know that level. Yeah,
and he would just snatch you up and everything if you were too loud or if you just fell into the water. But I remember in Arkham Asylum, spoiler alert for a game that's over 10 years old. It's like 13 years old now or something like that. But I remember when the game glitches out during a scarecrow level. It tricks you into thinking the game crashed or something. And that's what I thought. And I was literally about to eject the disc and put it back in during that level. Like I was going up there to do that. I was like, oh, it's broke and everything. But then I saw the cutscene load in and it's Joker driving the Batmobile, the Batman in the back of the seat and everything. And you're strapped to the dolly or whatever, the straitjacket. And that really freaked me out. All the scarecrow levels really fucked me over.
That game got the atmosphere.
Yeah, it had a great atmosphere.
Really good.
But I remember I felt so good about myself and like fulfilling when you finally beat Joker at the end. Joker. But that was one of the first games that actually scared me. And what really scared me about it is because I've played scary games before. But I didn't expect it to be a scary game.
Yeah.
And then when it does the fake glitch and everything. And I didn't play it, but I had a friend that had Metal Gear Solid. Whatever the one with, what's his name? The guy that, like, makes you do the controller. Like, he'll do stuff to your controller. I can't remember. Psycho Mantis.
Which game is that? Is that? It's not 3.
I think it's Sons of Patriots.
Yeah, I don't remember which one it is.
It's like 4 or 5.
I don't know. All the Metal Gear games.
I don't know.
Pull weird shit like that.
Yeah, similar thing.
MGS3 has the end, the sniper, the end, where it's the old guy who's a sniper, and if you just wait long enough, he just dies.
Oh wow!
Like, so there's a hack if you're playing MGS3 during that boss fight. And it doesn't just happen like shortly; it happens over like a really long period of time. So like a week in real life type of thing.
Oh wow!
So if it takes you that long to beat the game, so there's a hack where you can just go into your console's clock and fast forward it a week and then beat the boss.
Oh wow!
Because it thinks that it took that long, and because the character's old, so he just dies of old age eventually.
That's great.
Yeah.
But yeah, Arkham Asylum, and remember that. And I remember getting the that was the first game I kind of got like really good at. Like I got the combat down and everything because you had to basically.
Yeah.
Like it eventually got to a point where you had to, get the counters, dodge, use your gadgets, whatever.
Yeah.
And then Arkham City, and then it went off from there. Like Arkham City's amazing, but Arkham Asylum will always hold a special place in my heart because it was the first good super. Well, there was some good ones before that, but it was like the first amazing superhero game, and also the first game to scare me. So I definitely have memories of that. Yeah. What do you have on your list there? Maybe jog my memory.
Talk about. I think we hit everything on this list. I have an idea though.
What's your idea?
Let's just take a peek at my Steam library, see if there's any games that jog our memory here.
Make sure that doesn't mess up the software though.
Oh no, it's fine.
But
it takes a moment to load though.
Lately though, and for me this game isn't because I didn't play it back then when it came out, but it always gives me a nostalgic feeling. Gary's Mod, Gmod,
right here.
Yeah, but Gmod always anything on the Source engine, Half-Life 2, Counter-Strike always gives me a nostalgic feeling.
It has surprisingly the graphics still kind of hold up a little bit.
I love playing Gmod,
but it does have this like old graphics look to it.
Man, yep.
Yeah, Dead Rising 2.
Dead Rising 2, yeah, I remember playing that.
Was the first game I bought on the Xbox when I saved up like a.
Would that be your first scary game?
I guess, although.
Or do you have any experiences before that?
I don't think so. I guess that would be my first scary game, although I wouldn't say
It's that
any
scary.
parts of it are scary.
But when you're a kid, it was stressful.
It's a silly game.
Yeah, it's very silly.
But it's very fun. Going through some of these.
But no, I just want to talk about Gmod a little bit. Like, it always gives me that nostalgic feeling every time I load it up. And it's a lot of fun. But, like, exploring... Oh, nice.
Yeah,
but exploring, like, the old maps, like GM Construct or, Flatgrass.
Yeah. I've always
GM
just
Big
really
City.
loved sandboxy style.
But they always give you that
games.
creepy feeling. The Source engine is just
and people
creepy.
And as you know, with like the liminal space maps and stuff that are popular.
Yeah,
right
I've got
now,
a lot of liminal space
is
maps.
That
the
content
back rooms.
creators for Gmod, they are very much aware of the freakiness of the Source engine.
Well, yeah,
and
just
they
like the
play into
atmospheric
it.
noises in the background, and it's just kind of dingy looking, and it's good enough graphics, but it's also old, so it just gives you this weird feeling, especially when you're playing by yourself on a creepy map, or even a map that's not supposed to be creepy, like Construct by yourself.
Yeah,
When you go into the back area with the mirror or like the dark room,
it is
weird.
It is weird.
I know we were playing the
because Half-Life 2 had some almost horror sections.
Oh, Half-Life 2 is basically a horror game in my opinion.
It's a great game. That's a good one. It's
Headcrabs.
It's not a nostalgic game for me because it's not one I've actually played until recently.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
but
I didn't play back then.
Yeah, I pulled up a game right here.
Just Cause 2.
Just Cause 2.
Or Just Cause.
I never played the first one.
Yeah, you don't even have it installed.
Yeah, I don't own it at all. These aren't installed games.
We own it.
Just Cause 2, though, it's the first game that had a big open world that was also kind of sandboxy that made me go, wow, like I didn't know that was possible in video games.
Yeah.
And I remember I didn't have the money for it. So I downloaded the demo. There was a demo where they just give you like 15 minutes to play.
Nice.
They just spawn you in the open world and give you like 15 minutes to play. And I remember playing the demo over and over and over again.
Well, here's my thing with the Just Cause franchise. It's a lot of fun to just mess around with, blow stuff up, whatever, explore, fly around, blow shit up.
Yeah.
I get bored with it really fast.
I love the games. They're one of these. They fit into this weird niche where, like, if you were to nitpick it, like they're not good.
No,
but they are kind of just stupid, dumb fun.
Oh yeah, just sandbox destruction.
I enjoy them. Just Cause 3 was also really good. Just Cause 4 I did not dig. I didn't like.
I would say
the structure of it.
The first open world sandbox game where you could like do stuff and destroy stuff I played that really made me happy was Hulk Ultimate Destruction.
Oh my god!
I had because I played the Incredible Hulk Ang Lee game with what's his name, Bruce Banner. The first Bruce Banner, Australian.
Yeah.
What's his name, Colton? I can't remember. Is it
the guy who played him in the Ang Lee Hulk?
Yes.
I don't remember who played him. I know.
Ang Lee Hulk actor.
Eric Bana.
Yeah, duh.
Eric Bana.
Remember that movie?
Yeah, I do. It's weird.
Yeah. It definitely tried to do something.
Jennifer Connelly was in that. Jesus.
She's hot. Or she was.
She's still pretty good looking.
But yeah, I played the Incredible Hulk movie game. And it was actually pretty decent. Good beat 'em up. It had some. It actually has a lot of creepy moments. I don't know, or maybe that was because I was young when I was playing it off the play.
Yeah,
again,
I don't know.
But Hulk Ultimate Destruction. I wish they would remake that or something. Like, imagine if they remade that on the Unreal Engine,
dude. I would absolutely play that. That'd be so fucking cool.
But I played an emulator version, the PS2 version, and it's just so much fun. You get to destroy buildings. You get to turn a car into boxing gloves and everything. Throw a tank, throw a cow, run on the walls, just destroy anything and just reap mayhem. And that's definitely a fondly remembered game for me. And that I would say, yeah, that's probably the first open world sandbox type game I played. And then after that, the next one, like I guess sandbox wise, because I never played Just Cause, not until the third one came out.
Just Cause 2 is considered by some to be the best in the series.
That is what I've heard.
Although, Just Cause 3...
I heard 4 has cool elements, like the tornadoes and whatever.
No, the tornadoes are stupid. Well, the tornadoes, like, in concept aren't bad. They just are completely pointless.
Right.
You don't have to engage with them at all.
You can just avoid them.
They're 100% avoidable and pointless.
Well, speaking of tornadoes,
Just Cause 4 just changed up the mission structure in a way that made it. I think they tried to turn it into like a thing where you
is it more story based or something?
They tried to make it more story based, and they also changed it up where instead of just like having like checkpoints where like bases you have to destroy, it's like there's the war front. The rebels control land, and the government.
It's like in vague,
and you have to expand the front and expand the territory and stuff. And in concept, it's cool, and in practice, it's
that sounds dumb.
It's dumb. Just Cause is a mindless game. I like it because they say go to this base and blow shit up until the numbers at the top of the screen.
Until you blow enough shit up,
say that you won.
That was often an incredible, the Ultimate Destruction game, the whole game.
Yeah.
And I remember unlocking all the costumes in that, and I got the American boxers. That was pretty good.
Nice.
But I remember fighting Abomination. Back then, like I had a friend, he wasn't good at video games, but he liked watching them. He would like watch and cheer me on, or sometimes like tell me I suck. But most of the time he would cheer me on and be like, oh, you can get them and everything.
I used to watch like playthroughs of video games on YouTube.
I had a friend that just hung out to watch us play games. Like even if my other friends came over, he wasn't good at games. He didn't like trying. He just liked watching.
Sometimes I was content doing that.
Oh yeah, back then I would
go to
watch
my friend's house
game.
and they would play Call of Duty, and I was very bad at Call of Duty.
I like watching you play Dark Souls.
I wouldn't play Call of Duty with them because they would kick my fucking ass. So I would just watch them play and eat pizza. And
I like watching
soda.
you play Dark Souls and Elden Ring. I want to watch you play more Elden Ring.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's plenty of games I probably missed because I didn't make a list.
The last game
I wanted this to be a natural
I'm just reminded of here, Mafia 2.
Oh yeah, I remember playing.
Like
actually, my friend had the Godfather game.
Oh shit,
I played a little bit of that.
Classic.
Yeah,
Mafia 2. What was it, like 2010, something like that? It came out.
Nice.
That was, I think, one of the earlier games that I remember seeing gameplay of it and just being like, that is so fucking cool.
Right?
Like, I have to play this game. It's awesome.
Yeah,
and it is a very good game.
Yeah. And of course you have the old games that obviously we didn't grow up with, but our parents did. But like, the old Super Mario Brothers, Donkey Kong, which I'm really bad at regular Donkey Kong.
So am I.
I love Donkey Kong Country.
I recently got really into Tetris.
Tetris is fun.
Yeah.
I mean, that's still the highest selling game of all time, I think.
It's up there.
It's up there. I know that.
Yeah.
They have Tetris Battle Royale now.
I heard about that. Yeah, I'm not interested.
Nintendo Online.
I've just been emulating like the Game Boy Color version of Tetris.
Oh,
like
Nice.
Tetris DX or whatever it is.
But yeah, those old arcade games like Galaga, I still play it all the time. Trying to beat my dad's high score right now.
Nice.
I got one of those 1-up arcade cabinets.
Yeah,
the cheaper
those
ones you
things
build.
are so cool.
It was a good enough build. Like it was like an intermediate build.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't like quick and easy, but easy enough. The funnest part was like putting the screen and speakers together. Like it was really intuitive how they did that. But then just playing it and just having it is just cool.
It's just cool to have.
This is like a piece of furniture.
At some point, I want to get one of those because I think it'd be cool to have an arcade machine in the studio.
You should. Yeah.
I have a little PS1 down there. Underneath
the classic or the original?
The PS1, the smaller.
The original one.
Not the original squarish one.
Oh, okay.
The PS1 that but it is like original. It's not like
had the
it's not like
one.
It's not
the square one.
Yeah, it's not the emulator, but it's the one that's labeled actually as PS1.
And it's a real PS1.
Yeah,
and it works.
Well, I think it works. I don't know. I haven't plugged it in a long fucking time.
Yeah, you got to get like an old
Yeah, but I'd like
tube TV,
old CRTV.
Yeah,
here.
CRTV.
I'd like to get that, find a CRTV in a thrift store, and hook that up and have that playable in the studio here.
That would be cool. That would be really cool.
Pretty neat.
I bet you could find one in a thrift store quick.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I'm sure I'm forgetting stuff. But do you have anything else you want to talk about?
Oh,
gaming
nothing
wise,
I can think of off the top of my
nostalgic-wise?
head. No.
Is there a quiz or anything we can play?
Yeah, I want to find something.
Let's see.
Let's see. We, as you can tell, we didn't like prepare too much for this episode. We just
Hey, they don't know that. We prepared. We took a whole week
it's-
of research.
sometimes we do a ton of research, and sometimes we just go, "This is a cool idea."
Most time we do that.
let's just
Most of the time.
let's just chat about this.
Yeah, let's just have a little chat. You know. Retro video. Oh, what's your retro video game IQ?
What's your retro? Right here from.
Amex Essentials.
Okay, I see.
That's a new American Express, like the credit
Mm.
card.
my internet security does not like.
It
this
does not
website.
like it.
Yeah,
Then maybe
find something
maybe we
else.
won't do that one. Although I have it because I'm on my iPhone.
Yeah,
It doesn't care. Let's do. Wait, here's a Loot Crate quiz. Are you a true retro gaming fan? Nah,
sounds like it's setting
that
us for
sounds
a trap.
lame.
How well do you know these classic video games?
All right,
On brainfall.com. Let's try that.
let's just do this one together as a team.
Yeah. All right. How many
then we'll end
Mario
this episode.
games have been released since the first title in 1983?
Oh, how many? So here's our options:
230,
100.
100, 200, or 300.
That's way more than I thought.
230 sounds right because all the other ones seem like they're too neat of a number.
Well, you have to consider all the Mario Golf games, Super
Yeah.
Striker, and everything. Smash Bros. The whole Mario series, Galaxy. It still seems like a lot, but then you have Dr. Mario,
Dr. Mario.
You have Mario vs. Sonic Olympic Games.
Mario Tennis.
230 sounds right to me.
200.
Nope.
200.
Just 200
That
even.
was a trick. They put in that odd number there to make us think that sounds
Really,
more
200
realistic.
Mario games though.
Yeah.
Oh, and Mario RPG,
When
the
was
Japanese
the first Legend of Zelda game released? 30,
Ooh, it was early.
35 years since last year.
So
Because I have the 35th anniversary.
86?
Yes.
86.
February 21st, 1986.
Nice. I feel like it was earlier than that, but I guess not. What
Uh,
company developed Frogger? Capcom, Konami, Bandai Capcom.
Nintendo.
I know it wasn't Nintendo. It felt Konami or Bandai feels right to me.
I feel like it was Bandai. I'm not sure, though. Bandai did a lot of those.
Let's go with Bandai because they. Oh, it was
it's
Konami.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. What console was the first Sonic the Hedgehog released on?
Oh, it was the Sega.
Yeah.
Sega Genesis, baby.
Obviously. That's an easy one.
Oh,
Come on.
yeah. I love the Genesis.
What was the full title of the first Megami Tensei game? Shin Megami Tensei? No. Dude, I don't know. Never played any of these games.
Let's try Shin Megami Tensei. There's the only
No.
one.
Digital Devil Story.
What is that? I know. Okay, what video game genre is Pac? Oh, what genre would that? Maze?
Maze? That's a genre?
Action, platformer, puzzle. It has all of those elements, but not
mean,
platformer. Definitely
It's
not
not
platformer.
platformer.
But Maze isn't a genre. Is it action?
I don't know. This feels like a trick question.
It is a trick question. It feels like an opinion.
Yeah.
Technically, it's a maze game.
Yeah, but is that a genre of video games? Maze
Is it
games?
puzzle because you have to eat the goats and get all the dots? That's not really
I
a
think it's
puzzle.
Oh,
It is a maze genre.
Okay.
Great.
Okay, brainfall.com.
What two companies developed the main Street Fighter? Oh, it's definitely Capcom and something.
Which that narrows it down to Capcom and
I don't think it was
or Bandai Namco and Atari. I don't think it's Bandai Capcom, so it's just.
I think it was just Capcom.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Capcom and Dimps.
Dimps. I don't know what Dimps
I don't
is,
know
but
what that
cool.
is. What is Mega Man called in Japan?
Oh, he's like Rockman.
Yes.
Yep, I knew that
That's
one.
Correct.
I think he was going to be Paperboy at some point.
How many copies of Tetris have been sold since 1989?
Oh, a shit ton. Like,
Dude.
I know it's probably the highest number on there. 495 million.
Yeah,
I knew it.
Yeah, it's a ridiculous amount.
Well, it was big in Soviet Russia.
Who was the creator of the arcade game Pong? Sid Meier, Shinjin Mikami, David Crane, or Alan Alcorn? I have no idea. I don't think it's Sid Meier.
No,
it's
it's
Alan
Alcorn.
That's right.
Nice. Because it just reminded me of Atari. I know that was on the Atari like 700.
Yeah.
Or whatever the first one
What
was.
are the aliens in Space Invaders named after?
Mammals, insects, mystical creatures, sea creatures.
I don't remember what they're named.
Well, I know the ones in Galaga, which is a different game, are like insects.
Yeah.
Kind of weird. But this one,
I don't remember what they're even called.
let's go with sea creatures.
That's
right. Nice.
That's right,
That was
yeah.
a total shot in the dark. But we got it.
What is
I
the
got it.
cartridge size for Super Metroid on the SNES?
Ooh, dude, I remember playing Super Metroid, actually. The ports and everything.
Yeah.
I love Metroid.
that's
Any
a good
Metroid?
game.
Oh, I forgot to mention Castlevania.
Oh yeah, that's a series I didn't get until later.
Right.
But that's a really good series.
I feel like Metroid was pushing
Super Castlevania
and this is
4 is my
16-bit.
favorite.
This is 16-bit era.
Yeah.
So it's probably going to be higher. Maybe not quite 12. Let's go if it's 10. Oh, it's
3.
3. Wow. Okay.
We
There's only 3 megabytes.
Estimated that.
Vastly.
Uh,
I guess 16-bit games weren't that big. Okay.
take
the survey to see our results.
Okay, we're just gonna say we didn't do that well.
Yeah, we're not taking the
I'm
survey.
not
I'm
gonna
sorry.
take no survey to
Well, anyways, I'm sure we could talk about this again at some point.
yeah.
We always like doing video game episodes, and they kind of just go into whatever. But we will see you next week. Hopefully, we're something more research intensive. We'll see.
Yeah,
I don't know.
We'll find out. It's
Play it by
it's
ear.
a
We all play it by
mystery.
ear.
You have to tune in to find out.
It is a mystery. But this episode's already going long enough, and I think we've been blabbering on about for quite some time now. And yeah, we will see you next week. Follow Instagram at OttDrunkPod. Maybe check out our Facebook group if you want. It's all in the Linktree. And be sure to leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, wherever you listen that allows reviews, especially Spotify. That would be nice. And follow or subscribe or whatever on the platform you like listening to. If you like it. If you like us. If you don't like us, we will break into your home.
Yeah.
At night. 3 a.m.
Well, I'm not going to.
Well, I guess I won't. But,
Yeah. Most importantly, share this with your friends.
Yeah. And
So go around, go to work.
Colton's going to slash your tires.
When you go to work on Monday, say to all your coworkers, say,
Colton's going to egg your house.
Have you heard of this cool podcast? They're called the All Drunk Podcast. They release new episodes every Friday.
Yeah.
And and here's their link tree.
Yeah. And you hand them a piece of paper with a link on it.
With a link on it.
Not a QR code.
Yeah.
We're not good enough
Go print out some business cards
for us. Yes.
that have our link to our link tree on them and
We
hand
should
them
do
out
that.
to people.
Also, it would be nice to have like another guy or person, anybody, a host, editor. That would be.
Yeah, we should.
That would be cool. But anyways, we will see you guys next week.
All right.
And we will talk about whatever because this podcast is whatever. And I am just ready. I'm just done.
We're not making it up as we go along.
No, of course not. Why would we do that?
Yeah. All right.
Get out of here.
This is not a test. I repeat, this is not a test. The Odd Drunk Podcast recommends you follow their Instagram and join their Facebook group for more fun content. To visit all of our current streaming and social media platforms, visit the link tree in the description. If you enjoy the show, we would be appreciated it if you would leave a review on Apple Podcasts. The Odd Drunk Podcast would like to remind you to drink responsibly and not to drink and drive. Okay, Colton, you can roll the outro now.